Good morning and welcome to Bushwalk, your very own live walking safari experience. My name is JP Roux and behind the camera we've got Craig. What is my favorite part of doing WildEarth? That's actually to share the smaller components in the ecosystem. Other things that are quite often overlooked, especially when you're operating on a vehicle. And I've personally now felt over the last few years that vehicles really limit you in terms of experiencing nature at its fullest. So when it comes to determining what we're going to discuss and what we're going to look at, it's not always very easy to plan what you want to do for the day. And quite often the weather and climatic conditions and a number of other influencing factors will actually determine where we go. So what we normally do is we start open at a little rocky outcrop or close by to a dam, and then we'll start listening to hear what we can find. We also then just generally like to start at dams because we'll check for tracks coming in and out from there, and then decide if those tracks are fresh or old, and then from there on follow up on that specific species. When it comes to the smaller contents, it's pretty much seasonal, and we find that in certain parts of the time of the year we actually focus more on insects as well as flowers, and then in the winter when there's limited amount of insects and flowers and other plants left, we tend to more heavily rely on tracks again as our interpretation, and then also just hoping that we can find animals. And especially in the warmer parts we tend to sit more often over here, more often at dams and waiting for the animals to come in rather than that we go and look for them and unnecessarily disturb them in the process that we are trying to approach them where they are resting up in the shade.
My name's Craig and I'm the cameraman for WildEarth. My favorite part of being in the bush is walking big game and dangerous game, the adrenaline side of things, and also shooting the small little critters, the macro side.
So how often does bloopers happen? That happens often, and we have to sometimes think very quickly on our feet and rectify it, or just apologize and said, my apologies, I just made a mistake there, let me reiterate that, or I haven't poorly explained that, let me re-explain that. Hi everybody, if you liked the behind the scenes video, then join us on our EcoTraining YouTube channel.